Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about Apple Music streaming Dolby Atmos to the Sonos Arc. Stay tuned. So this morning I woke up and was quite excited because Apple Music has launched with Dolby Atmos soundtracks, and at launch they claim that there are 20 million soundtracks that are already encoded in Dolby Atmos spatial audio format. So there's another option that's also being turned on, and that is lossless as well as high-res lossless. There are slight differences within each of this definition, which I'll go through in a while. But like I do in all my videos, I'd like to give you the summary up front and tell you how to actually enable Dolby Atmos playing through the Sonos Arc if you are an Apple Music subscriber. Now, I don't want to beat around the bush, but you actually need a couple of pieces of hardware in order for that to happen. Firstly, you need the Apple TV 4K. So be it the Gen 1 or the recently released Gen 2 Apple TV 4K, both will work, but you need that, and it needs to be running tvOS 14.6. So if you have that piece of streamer and if you have not updated your firmware, do so, check for system updates, and you should be well on your way. Now, the other thing that that Apple TV 4K needs to be connected to is a TV screen that is capable of processing Dolby Atmos. So that will, this is a LG CX, so that will ensure that you will get the optimal experience and you don't have to fiddle around with the settings so much. Apple TV will recognize that the screen that you're connected to is capable of receiving Dolby Atmos and processing Dolby Atmos, and then from there, it has an eARC connection to the Sonos Arc, in which case all the sounds that is being passed from the Apple TV 4K to the TV will then be played via the Sonos Arc. And all this while, with these three pieces of equipment string up together, you actually need to be using the Apple Music app, which is on Apple TV itself, in order to stream Dolby Atmos. So this is really jumping through hoops, and it is really convoluted. So there are a couple of things that needs to be done in order for us to enjoy music, enjoy Dolby Atmos music, like how we have been enjoying any form of streaming music like Spotify or Apple Music ubiquitously, right? So there are two ways. The first is that the Sonos S2 app, right, currently is at version 13. Whatever subversion it is at is 13.1.1. But that app needs to pull the correctly encoded Dolby Atmos soundtrack from Apple Music servers, right? So if you go to your Sonos S2 app, you select Apple Music, it needs to recognize that there is actually another track that needs to be put down. So there's some integration work that needs to happen between Sonos and Apple engineers. We hope that happens soon. Then you don't have to turn on the Apple TV and turn on the screen and use the Apple Music app within Apple TV just to listen to Dolby Atmos soundtrack. The other way that can happen is actually using the Apple Music app, but when you're casting the sound, it are actually going through AirPlay 2. I'm not sure whether that is actually a bigger jump or not, because AirPlay 2 in itself, the protocol, the wireless communication protocol, while it can do multi-room sound, it might not have the sufficient bandwidth to actually transmit multi-channel audio to the Sonos Arc via that protocol. But otherwise, that would solve quite a few problems, including your Mac OS, right? So if you have an iMac or a MacBook that is running Mac OS and you want to do AirPlay to connect there, because you can't really connect your laptop. You don't really want to connect your laptop via HDMI cable to the screen, right? So the way to wirelessly do that will then be to enable AirPlay 2, which will then work across a few other streamers as well, not just limited to Apple Music, to be able to stream Dolby Atmos to the Sonos Arc. Okay, so these enhancements aside, the only way for you to enjoy Dolby Atmos sound through the Sonos Arc is basically using the Apple TV 4K, which I will step through right now. So let's cut over to the Apple TV 4K. You don't need the phone anymore because you're no longer using the phone, you're no longer using the S2 app, and you're no longer using Apple Music that is on the iPhone. You are looking at this screen here. So this is the Apple TV 4K screen, the home screen, all right? So the first thing that you need to do, that you need to check actually, is your OS version. So make sure that you are on tvOS 14.6. If you are on 14.6, some of these Atmos functionalities then starts to open up, and I'll show you exactly where it is. So if you go to, well, settings again, and you go under, okay, let's go this part here, all right? And you are looking at audio output. So audio output is now running through the TV speakers, which is correct because your Apple TV is connected to the TV screen, which is then connected to the Sonos Arc, which acts as the receiver. So this connection is correct. And the audio format, change format, no, you turn it to off. And Dolby Atmos, you will leave it to on, right? So this part, not so important. Go to the apps setting. Go to music. Okay, so this is where all the new settings are going to be. Under audio, there is Dolby Atmos, right? It's either automatic or off. So obviously you set it to automatic. For audio quality, now this is the part I was talking about. On the Apple Music app, under the iPhone setting, there are a couple more options than this, right? The usual high quality, which is the AAC encoded 256 kbps, was what we were listening to for the longest time. Lossless actually means that when they are compressing the file, they don't throw away bits. They're not estimating, they're not rounding off any frequency. So the whole track, when it's recorded at 48 kilohertz sampling rate, it comes across uncompressed. No bits are being lost. No data is being trimmed off, right? But there's another option which is available on the iPhone, but not on the Apple TV, Apple Music app, is high-res lossless. Now, high-res lossless encodes at up to 192 kilohertz sampling rate. Now, that is very high sampling rate, and you actually need a lot more data, not to mention the fact that you need an off-board DAC, a digital analog converter. I'm not touching on that now. Probably leave it to another day before I discuss that, but for the purpose of today's video of enabling your Apple TV to receive Dolby Atmos, this is what you have. High quality or lossless, it really doesn't matter, but I choose lossless anyway. Most important is that Dolby Atmos is set to automatic. Now, so when you go out of this whole screen and you start launching you start launching Apple Music, this is the only way that you're going to be listening to Dolby Atmos soundtrack on the Sonos Arc right now, today. Today is the 9th of June, 2021, okay? Things may change, hopefully a lot sooner rather than later. But let me I should mute it, right? So that I don't run into any copyright issues. And this track is, okay, just any track, right? And when it starts playing from the Apple TV 4K to the TV screen, output to the Sonos Arc, launch your Sonos app. Okay, and I'm gonna very quickly launch my Sonos app. So if you click through to your Sonos S2 app and you go to the now playing screen, you will see that it is now playing Dolby Atmos. And that is how you listen to Dolby Atmos soundtrack today on the Apple TV, through the screen, and finally playing out of your Sonos Arc. So I really hope that I have managed to bring some value today and hopefully taught you how to enjoy Dolby Atmos soundtrack on the Sonos Arc. Unfortunately, no wireless way to do it right now, and the only way is to use an Apple TV 4K. So for all you lucky guys with the Apple TV 4K, go try set it up and listen to music in its full Atmos glory. I am reserving my comments on whether it sounds better or not, or is it more accurate or not. That is not what I'm out to talk about today. I might do some testing if you are keen to learn about the differences between an Atmos soundtrack and the stereo version of the same soundtrack, or the frequency response of such. Do let me know. I will try to figure out a way that we can do those testing. If I can't, I will just let you know what my personal opinion is, whether it is worth listening to Dolby Atmos or not. I'll see you in my next video.